Hello, I am JAIANE Morales and I am to report together with Alvin, Power and Politics. So, we are to discuss the introduction of power and politics, the meaning and types of power, environment in the workplace, empowerment in the workplace, group versus teams, an overview, the nature of groups, dynamics of informal groups, dysfunction of group teams and modern teams in the workplace. So let's talk about now the understanding of power in politics and the foundations of organizational behavior. So when we talk about power, it means the ability or potential to influence decisions and control resources. This is not about just a authority, it also encompasses the influence and control and the capacity to achieve a specific outcome. For example, no, sa isang company, sometimes we say that person, for example, a manager has the power to decide. Instead, yung mga nasa ilalim ng isang manager, sometimes they don't have that kind of power to decide by their own, but instead they have to ask permission to do one thing. Instead, when we talk about the politics are the activities that are not part of one's formal role in the organization. Influence the distribution of advantage and disadvantages within the organization. So, politics equals power in action. In office politics refers to the strategies people use to seek advantage in the workplace. It's the interplay of interest among individuals and the group with underlying motives. Once again, with underlying motives, ambitions, and relationship influencing decisions and outcomes. So, practically, there are both the positive and negative aspects to organizational politics, no? The positive aspects of it is it build relationship or rapport and coalitions. It gains also access to resources. It also promote change, improve decision making, and align individual and organizational goals. So practically, if you can see it, politics is not always about negativity. But at the other side, however, politics also have a disadvantage or the negative aspects. It is about the conflict, distrust, low morale, reduced productivity, and toxic work environment. So, the role of politics in organizational settings is the use of power and influence to achieve one's desired outcome in an organization. So, practically, when we say politics, kasi sometimes the politics and the power are being parang nagiging intercorrelated, but practically it has a different meaning. Power somehow is, yes, overpowering over a person, no, or over something. Instead kasi when we say politics, it also uses power, but this power has the underlying reason why you are doing it. So we have the meaning and types of power. So there are types of powers and we have the five pillars of influence in organization. So the type of powers are coercive, reward, legitimate, referent, and expert power. So when we say coercive power, it means to say that the power derived from the ability to punish or threaten. So for example, sabi nung manager mo, if hindi mo ginawa to, or you keep, for example, you keep on doing the same mistake. If you keep on doing the same mistake, then I can terminate you from your job. Or if you keep on doing the same mistake, then pwede kitang isuspend. So the implications of that can lead to a fear-driven environment, and that could be effective. Pwede siyang maging effective because people tend to get afraid of what the manager has said, but at the same time it is a very short term because hindi naman magtatagal na lagi na natatakot yung isang employee natin. And then we have the reward power. When we talk about the reward, it means to say it's the ability to offer something of value. So ano naman ito? Ito yung mga tinatawag nating bonus payouts, promotions, or favorable job assignments. Um, Here in Italy, we have like the bonus payouts. Ito yung aming mga hinihintay because of I think you also have it there because we have the 13th month and the 14th month, no? Kapag nagwo-work tayo, meron tayong 13th month and the 14th month. At the same time, for example, if you are working for a brand, let's say a brand, um if it is a signatured one, usually you have this kind of bonuses like free bags, free makeups, free clothes from the company with the same brand. So even if personally speaking, you will not be able to buy those things, at the end of the day, you can still wear them or use them because of it is a bonus from the company. So the implications are it can motivate employees to achieve targets, but also sometimes it can lead to unhealthy competition if it is not managed properly. For example, you are giving it to someone to let's say to letter A. You are giving it to letter A, but instead letter B is getting jealous because somehow she or he thinks that mas meron siya dapat nung reward na yon than letter A. So it has to be managed properly. And then we have the legitimate power. So legitimate power gained through one's position on or role in an organization. One good example about this is the CEO or the manager has power based on their hierarchical position. So, practically, this one, ang legitimate power is effective when combined with other types. Pero by itself alone, it lacks the personal touch and can seem impersonal. Bakit? Because of kailangan niya kasi na meron siyang if you are the CEO or the manager, you have to have someone below para maging legitimate talaga yung iyong power. Next is the expert power. So it derived from the possessing knowledge or expertise. So sino tong mga to? It could be like for example, the high rank doctors or meron tayo yung mga the experts in the companies or sometimes those geniuses, ito yung mga yan. So the implications, highly respected and can lead to organic leadership, but over-reliance can make other feel undervalued. So we also have to be attentive on this because sometimes people might think that we are valuing more this kind of people who are more, let's say, competent than who we are. So other can feel very much undervalued. And then we have the referent power. So power stemming from personal attractiveness or likability. So one example is the charismatic leaders who inspires loyalty and admiration. The implications can foster a positive work environment. However, it's essential for leaders to ensure decisions are not based on popularity. Okay, so now we are going to talk about the empowerment. So maybe some of you have heard mm, mas marami siguro yung mga laging nakakarinig about empowerment like for example the team empowerment or the women empowerment. Ayan, para sa aming mga kababaihan. So, empowering individuals, a catalyst for organizational growth, harnessing the potential of every team member. So when we talk about empowerment, it means to say it is the delegation of authority, resources, and autonomy to individuals, allowing them to make decisions and take actions in their roles. So practically, when we say empowerment, it is like pushing someone to do better. It is a shift from top-down approach to more collaborative, inclusive methodology. So, the essence of empowerment are trust, responsibility, accountability, and support. Trust, believing in the team's capability and trusting them to make decisions. So, practically, we are endorsing to them um, like an assignment or a project, and we believe and we trust that the team can do it and to make a better decision. Responsibility instead is handling over genuine responsibilities, not just tasks. Accountability, while individuals not are given freedom, they are also held accountable for outcomes. So it means to say na hindi lamang that you give them the freedom to decide or the freedom to do one thing, but it is also about being accountable of the actions that they have done, and the support, providing the necessary resources, training, and backing for individuals to succeed. The empowerment also has the potential challenges like overstepping boundaries, lack of consistency, and increased pressure. When we talk about overstepping boundaries, from the word itself, it means to say that it has or it is without clear guidelines. Empowerment can lead to individuals making decisions beyond their purview. Practically, sometimes we or people are not thinking that those decisions also has boundaries. May mga bagay na pwedeng tayo yung mag-decide, but there are also things na it is no longer on our garden or hindi na tayo yung pwedeng mag-decide towards it because it is already outside our boundaries. Next is the lack of consistency. Different individuals might make different decisions in similar situations. Also, the increase of pressures because sometimes some individual might feel very overwhelmed with the responsibility that we are giving them, even if we are just trying to empower them. But um, empowerment also has benefits like enhanced job satisfaction, boosted morale, increase efficiency, and foster innovation. When we talk about enhanced job satisfaction, it empowered individuals feel more valued and engaged. In fact, one example is, for example, sa isang team, if you have the team leader and the team members, usually the team leader used to empower the members, no, so that they can be more engaged, they can be more active, they can work better doon sa mga assignments na ginagawa nila. With the empowerment, in fact, if you can see, the members are more active. The members are more in doon sa kanilang mga assignments because they feel more valued. Also, it boosted morale. When people feel they have a say, it boosts their morale and commitment. So practically, if you are giving them the responsibility to say something, or if you are giving them the chance or the freedom to speak, then it boosts their morale. Also, it increases efficiency, faster decision making processes, due to reduce hierarchical barriers, and foster innovation. Empowered employees are more likely to suggest innovations and improvements. Now, let's talk about the group versus teams. Okay, ano nga ba yung pinagkaiba? Because sometimes we say, or we think, parang pareho din lang naman. Kasi pareho naman siyang isang grupo, no? But however, groups and teams have their similarities, differences, and interplays. So when we talk about groups, it means a collection of individuals who may or may not share common objectives. Interactions are often less coordinated and more independent. Instead, when we talk about teams, a cohesive unit formed with individuals who work interdependently towards shared goal. High level of collaboration, coordination, and shared responsibility. Okay, let's give an example for the group. One example is a group of, let's say, a group of doctors. When we say a group of doctors, or uh, it could be, it could be a group, but with different specialties. Pwedeng ang iba are surgeons, others are psychiatrists, others are cardiologists. So, pwedeng iba-iba, pero nasa iisang common objective din sila. Instead, when we talk about teams, like for example, basketball team, ayan, for the boys. So, when we talk about basketball, iisa yung goal nila. Ang goal nila is manalo. So, they have to win. When we talk about basketball, this team has to win. So, they are sharing one common goal. Ayan. So, groups versus teams, the key differences are the purpose, leadership, accountability, and performance metrics. With the purpose, well, groups can perform for multitude reasons. Team primarily form to achieve specific task or objectives. Yun nga yung sinasabi ko kanina. Ang groups, only for a reason that you are doing, or you are creating a group. Instead, when we say a team, it is actually you are you tend to go towards a goal. And then the leadership, groups might have an informal leader or none at all, while the teams usually have to define a leadership roles or the team leader. And then we have the accountability. In groups, individuals are usually accountable for their actions. In teams, they're both individual and collective accountability, meaning to say, one for all and all for one. That is for a team. And then we have the performance metrics. Group performance is often gauged by the sum of its individual members, while team performance is measured by the collective outcomes. So why team are vitals? Bakit nga ba importante ang team? Because of its synergy, diversity of skills, shared responsibility. So the synergy, the combined effort of a team can produce results greater than the sum of individual efforts. Sabi nga nila, parang like this, two heads are better than one, no? And then we also have the diversity of skills. Team brings together diverse skill sets can be leveraged for more effective problem solving, which is true. Because maybe my skills um, is also good, but having another skill, for example, if I have a team member, or at this point, Alvin, kung meron ding skill si Alvin, if we bring it together, both our skills, mas magiging okay siya because it could be more effective. And then the shared responsibility, risk and rewards are shared, leading to increased commitments and effort from all members. The challenges in transitioning from group to teams. One is resistance to change, the next one is the conflict, and lastly, time consuming. Resistance to change, individuals might resist the change in dynamics, especially if they are comfortable in a group setting. Um, as it sounds to be, group and teams seems to be the same. Still, it is formed by people, not just one person. But actually, hindi rin kasi din madali maging team if you are part of a group, because we know that on team mas meron tayong higher responsibility. At the same time, that all of us in the team, we only have one mission or one thing that we want to achieve. The conflicts, more interdependence can lead to conflict if not managed correctly, because not every person are the same. As we have said, or we keep on saying, every one of us naman are unique. So we can think differently from the others, and if this will not be managed correctly, sometimes pwedeng magkaroon ng misunderstanding within the team. And the time consuming, building a cohesive teams takes time and effort, which is true. Because when you form a team, hindi mo naman yan basta-basta na lang bubuo. And because for example, I have this person here, I have that person there, I have another one here, o sige, maging team tayo. Hindi pwedeng ganun. Because, of course, to become a team, you always have to think that somehow, iisa kayo ng tinatakbo inside your mind. What do you want to do? What do you want to happen? What is there any common goal? Yon. So that is my report for today, and I am passing it now to Alvin. Thank you.